This Jeep was $59,000 and I ordered it in February. Now this electric 4xe gets great gas mileage. You're literally looking at rating of 49 miles per gallon in hybrid mode. So in gas, I get 21.3, which is phenomenal for a Jeep Wrangler. This thing is a box with 4 wheels. You can go 33 miles in one charge. Most people say that's not a lot. Well, of course it's not a lot, but it's enough to get around the city day by day. Charge this thing overnight, takes about 12 to 14 hours on just your average outlet. Comes with a car. So this thing has 350 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque with the combined electric and gasoline. So you'll notice as I hit this thing in e-save, turns the engine on the left, and on the right I got battery power. So if I gas this thing, it kicks both the battery and the engine on and they work together. There's a 4-cylinder turbocharged with 450 pound-feet of torque. That's insane for a 4-cylinder. This holds a 17-gallon tank, which means I burned only about 6 gallons 1 week. Coming out of a Toyota Tundra, that thing I filled up once a week, 20 gallons. I was literally burning 3 gallons a day driving that thing. Now, if I drive normal, I'm likely going to fill this thing up 14 or 15 times a year, which comes out to be about 240 gallons in the year, which multiply by that 5, I'm looking at about $1,200 to $1,300 of fuel, which right now is phenomenal, because if this wasn't a 4xe, I'd be looking at almost $4,000 in gas. Okay, so I'm a car salesman. I'll tell you why you should buy a vehicle right now. Why is actually a good time to buy a vehicle? Well, one of the good reasons of buying a new vehicle right now is the fact that used cars are almost as priced as new cars. Now, new cars, window stickers, MSRP, did go up. In fact, this one here particularly actually went up $2,000 from January to February. And now, since it's been 4 months since I ordered this one, we're actually expecting another hike in the price. This one's probably going to be less, but what manufacturers are doing is they're actually bumping the prices to get a piece of the pie. Now, there are many salespeople that I know that have purchased a new vehicle, and that's got to tell you something. Why are the very people that sell vehicles buying vehicles in a time like this? Well, they know that right now is actually the best time to buy a car, investment-wise speaking, is because cars are not losing value. The days of driving off the lot, losing $5,000, it's always been a joke. That doesn't happen anymore. Now, this EV tax credit isn't going to be around very often. The reason why Tesla doesn't have something like this is because they've reached already a max production. So once Jeep sells enough of these Wranglers, it's going to be gone. And if you're going to want to get your hands on this thing, it's going to be 59 grand, not 52. You can expect the car market to take a dip when vehicles become more popular. Right now, it's been 16 months since the shortage happened, and dealerships are actually worse than they were before. Toyota actually had vehicles on their lot last year. They don't have anything on their lot now. In fact, a lot of Toyota dealerships, you can't even order a vehicle because it ruins their allocations, and therefore Toyota knows their cars are taking 8 months to get to their store, which that dealership means that they can no longer order any additional vehicles because their allocations filled up with order outs. So you have to buy what's incoming, which means you have to pay $7,000 over MSRP. The car market now is like the housing market. Right now, we are only pretty much ordering for the demand. And it's always been like this way in the housing market. And this is why housing has always gone up. For as long as you know, they've always gone up. Manufacturers didn't build 1,000 homes and then try to sell them. We're at a time when there isn't hundreds of cars on dealerships' lots losing value because they've been sitting for 5 months. We are now at a time where the car market is like the housing market has always been. We don't make houses and then sell them. First, they found someone who wanted to build one, and then they got that person to agree to a mortgage, and then they built the house. Well, it's like that in cars right now. So technically, you might be talking about how expensive the cars are right now, but in reality, the cars are a fair price. Cars are more expensive. But you don't want to drive off the lot knowing that your vehicle just depreciated $7,000. You get to drive off the lot saying my vehicle just depreciated $1,000. Stellantis is making vehicles. Scotty Kilmer will tell you how bad Chrysler products are because he drives a Ford and Bronco, and of course he invested in one. He's going to tell you that it's the greatest thing in the world. I've driven a Bronco, 2 of them. It was just a basic soft top, and I'll tell you, they drive more like city. What Fiat Chrysler Stellantis has done now in the past 4 years is phenomenal. It's insane. I did end up leasing this. If you don't catch one on a lot or literally order one, leasing one is going to be probably around $650, $660, because last year these things were $460, $450 a month, and now I'm paying more because I waited.